Welcome back to a little update video. We are talking today about AMC, GME, BYND and DJT. If you're interested, just stay tuned. As always, I'm using the fractal method. Explanation video for that I will post at the end of the video. Okay, well then let's jump into AMC. So, okay, today a really small update video because not really much happened today. For the big update, 1-part squeeze, 2-part squeeze, and I will link the bigger update video again at the end of the video. Today we just look what we have done or what we didn't do. So let's zoom in. So we didn't close today. What a shocker. I mean, for people without fractal, it's manipulation. For people with fractal, it's just fractal. We had a pretty good peak today still, but in my opinion, this today was just small t. Yeah. The target is still our 0.5, 618. Yeah. The same like 2021, 2024, 2025. Yeah. You always dropped to the 0.5 or 618. In that case, this would be 134 or 123 or something in here. Yeah, as I said. The thing is, for timing, yeah. So if we, for the biggest, quickest version, we just knife tomorrow to our low. Doesn't matter if it's 134 or 123. Doesn't matter. Then we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, and in that case, we would do till Friday higher low. In that case, I see a good chance for next week. Or we just fell slowly till Friday to one of these levels, and the whole next week we do higher low. I would tend to this. Just saying. Again, if we go, whatever reason, over 183, yeah, whatever, yeah, that's why I have already my position. I would say the downtrend is over and we just go, whatever. Same thing because we will talk about GameStop today. If you touch or break the 786, that means 109. That would be really, really fucking bad. Just saying. Yeah. For the comparison between all squeezes, just watch the video from Sunday, the last one. But it's tracking perfect, so no surprises today. Okay, next one is GameStop. So here also, for the big update, how the squeeze should look like, and I will link the big update video at the end. But today we will talk a little bit more about GameStop, especially what we did today. So let's zoom in. So we got a pretty good dive today, just because Ryan Cohen was sitting in the newsroom and seemed like pretty pissed off the people asking him questions. Yeah, it was pretty funny to do because of one interview. That's drop. But okay, news. Yeah. So I have two versions, two bullish version in the short term for you, one really bearish version. And the bearish version is the stupid thing why people are cheering now for 17. Just saying. So we start with the, in my opinion, most likely one. Yeah? And it is the version I want on the weekend. Yeah? Because I said I'm warning to buy calls at open today. Because on Friday and after hours, we went over T. So there was and is a possibility that this was already our macro A. You only have to go over T. After that, from the V of November, you're doing a 0.5 or a 618 pullback. you see we're already at 0.5 in just one daily candle. Yeah. Is this over? This would be version 2, but for version 1, you should bounce here or you still can go lower. Yeah. For this, again, you're not allowed to touch or break 21.31. Yeah. If you touch this level here, we go into the bearish version, which will come in a second. The thing that this happens so fucking quickly, yeah, and we don't have really landmarks after that. And AMC not really look like it is finished yet. I would say whatever we do this week, wherever we bounce in this range here, you will do a micro higher low after that. And then both AMC and GME sync up and both go up. That would be my main tracking. The more bullish version would be this here, just our old version. Yeah, that would mean that this today was still little a. What I'm talking about is here's our V in November, higher low, little a, little b, little c, yeah, which becomes a pullback. AMC and GME are finished and go. Yeah. This version has a higher target to be wrong, because B, you're doing a 0.5618 from your A low. Yeah? And for B, you are not allowed to touch the 786. So if you're breaking or touching 22.76, yeah, this version can't be right. Yeah. So if we're still dropping and we touch this level here, we are going to main tracking, yeah, because this isn't possible. But if we bounce somewhere in here, you still go up. Yeah, something under 37 because you're not allowed to break M. This M. Then you're doing a 0.618 pullback, and then both go. Yeah. Also for this, if we're doing that, yeah, we're really running out of time. Yeah, because this is a quite big price action. But I mean, we saw that already in the last 2 days. Yeah? Friday it was just up, today it was just down. So this could also be just whatever news up, whatever news down. Yeah? But I also said on Sunday, well, there will be some kind of news where anybody is saying anything against the deal and we knife because of whatever. So now to the bearish version. Now to the 17. So many people are cheering about. Yeah? Whatever we are doing, yeah, doesn't matter if version 1 or version 2. If you touch 21.26, that is bad. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if it's a wick or whatever. If you go down here, yeah, it's the bearish version. But my main problem with this is whoever is cheering for this version, in my opinion, I mean, could be wrong, but I always read, yeah, first we have to go to 17, 18, and then we squeeze. And this should be quick. Yeah, in my opinion, that's not quick. Yeah. There are two versions. One is bearish, one is really bad. The main problem with 17 is it doesn't make sense anymore. Yeah? But let's say we break the 786. We go down. Yeah. Problem is this can't be little a anymore. This can't be little b anymore. And if we're already going that way, then I would say this can't be any more. This has to be something. Yeah. You have the problem that this is higher than this. So if you drop this, what is this? This would be T. But the main problem is that this T is killing quite everything, because this T would be just the T of this M. And then we go into the case where M started here. So this was the peak of M. You know, with our fractal, a letter is only finished when you're closing under the price where it started. So yeah, here you have your 17s, of course. But that only means you have to go even only 1 cent under this. Yeah. Then we take this trend line from our top of May. You will come up again. You won't break this trend line. In that case, 22. This would be then your main T after your M. And then you will drop even lower. So to where? Yeah. If we're doing that, this thing is higher low. Where does higher low go? Well, to the 786. That means 1563. Yeah. So, of course, makes sense. First of all, this won't be quick. I can tell you that for sure. The drop, yeah, maybe. Yeah. If you're breaking levels, it's easily doing the same, like, what would be a comparison? Something like that, for example, or this. Yeah, you will massively knife down. Yeah, maybe even just on the daily, 1 candle down, slowly grinding up to the T, 1 candle down to the 15. Yeah, that's not quick. That's not quick. Same thing with, is this next year? To be fair, I would even say 2028 if you do that. Next problem. What is AMC doing? Yeah. So we are synced since 8 years. If GME is doing that, AMC is going new lows. And without a reverse split, a massive one, AMC won't survive it. If it is even surviving it. Just saying. Same for cause. Yeah. So you can't track AMC bullish, but GME bearish. Except you're just saying, yeah, okay, it was just coincidence in the last 6 years. That would be the normal bearish version. Yeah? So now the problem is, if we're doing that, there's also a case you're not stopping here, that you will go lower. And then we're coming into the range where I already saw some people cheering for $4. Yeah. And here comes really a big, big problem, because in my opinion, these people have no idea or are lying. Because in that case, this year, the squeeze of 2024, this whole thing, yeah, would be just higher low. Yeah. And in that case, the peak in 2021 was just the peak of higher low. Here you have your lower high. This would become your M. And then M started here. You had to have to go lower, most likely something like this. Then you will break or retest this drop. This will become your T. And then, where is higher low going? Well, to the 786. And the 786 is sitting at $2. And then higher low and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This version, I tell you, will kill AMC 100%. This version, I tell you, takes 5 to 10 years. So if people are cheering for that, and especially if people are saying, yeah, we just need in 1-2 weeks or till October or some bullshit like this, one last drop to $17 or $4, it's, in my opinion, just stupid. Yeah. And to say this, I showed that at the beginning of my channel. Yeah. It's just not my main tracking. Yeah. As long as we're not breaking levels, there is no reason for me to talk about this bullshit. Yeah, because nothing of version 1 bearish or version 2 bearish is quick. Nothing. But as always, I could be wrong. Again, I am still bullish. Yeah, especially because for AMC the tracking looks fucking great. Yeah, and for me personally, there is no way to track AMC bullish but GME bearish. There is just no way. Both live and squeeze, both die and squeeze. I mean, okay, this GME could survive, yeah, but AMC isn't surviving that. Just saying. Okay, next one, BYND. Also for BYND, just a small update today. For the big one, I will link the video at the end of the video. Okay, well then let's just look what we have done today. I mean, we clearly didn't squeeze, yeah, and in my opinion, not because of they, yeah, just because fractal said it's not finished yet. That's it. Yeah, I also want to say, yeah, I could be wrong, to make that absolutely clear. But if you come to me with they, we don't have to talk anymore. I mean, about the topic they, yeah, because really, just think about it. If they are controlling the market, if they are moving the stock, why are you playing it? You can't win against they. Why are the hedge funds and they going bankrupt when they can move the market? Why is AMC still alive? It doesn't make sense for me personally. So, just so everyone is on the same spot. April 7, 2026 was our V, yeah, and it was the end of our macro higher low. Right now we are on the way to our macro A. Yeah, macro A is between 15 and 43. Yeah, and for me personally, it's July and August maximum. Yeah, no financial advice. And again, we can do something stupid, and July, August is just lower high before we fall down, yeah? Or it's the peak. But for this to be the peak, we have to do something. Yeah, we're not going sideways and boop. We have to do something till then. Yeah? That's why I said yesterday, we can squeeze every time, every day. Yeah, if not, we doing our small fractal steps. Okay, so V April. Then we broke out. We went over our T, but we stayed under M. So this can only be middle A. Yeah? Then we did a nice 618 pullback here, perfect, and broke out again. Yeah? We broke out again, over T, under M. So this can always only be A. Yeah? And right now we are in the A pullback. If we now look for the pips, we right now between the 0.5 and 6.8. We also had a pretty good move today, like AMC. The problem with this move today is we went over our previous T here, but we pulled back. So if we're taking our V now, this here, to this peak, you see already under the 786. Only higher low is allowed to drop under the 786, but higher low isn't allowed to go over T. I will come to the dream version in a second, but normally this is just telling you this today was little t. What does that mean? We have to go at least under this level, because here T started, it means under 92. Yeah, our V bottom is here, so I would say something in this range. And we are on the 5 minute to say that. Something in this range, that means 91 to 87 should be your V. In the best case, we're just doing that tomorrow, bouncing until Wednesday before market close. We're doing the higher low, because Wednesday to Thursday is earnings. I don't care about earnings, just to say that before the question is coming, but it would be just a perfect story. I don't know, degrading AI fake meat or whatever, and this is just the explanation for the move up. Yeah. Here also the warning, we are not allowed to touch or break the 786. 86 cents would be bad, because only higher low is allowed to do the 88, the 786. If we touch that, this can't be A. If this is not A, this has to be T. If this is T, you have to drop under 97 cents. And then we have the problem with the next one. So yeah, we come to that later. I don't think we do that. Yeah, it still looks bullish. Just one more downside. For what happens after that? First of all, it's micro tracking. Don't get crazy with micro tracking. But whenever this is finished, we can do something stupid, as always. If we're not doing something stupid, this little A pullback is finished. We go up, go over B, M. This would be our tiny A, B, and we go up. In that case, you're breaking already 160. So you finished your middle A, and your next target is already your middle B. Then 0.5 pullback, and then up, if you're not doing something stupid. Yeah? If we need to do it step by step, just saying. Yeah? But BYND looks fantastic. It's waiting for something, like most of the other stocks. In my opinion, you will see something big mid-May, yeah, end of May. But BYND could also just slowly grinding up to July and August. But it looks fantastic. Okay, and last one is DJT. Only a little update today also, yeah. Just because I for sure get the question, is DJT finished? For the big whole explanation, just watch the last video, I would say. Today we just look what we have done, and the thing is, we are still looking to finish this little higher low. Yeah? And I already said in the last videos that this here was for sure your M. You also see that with the lines. We dropped down. I also said we have to come up, but we're not going over this trend line. We rejected here. So this is your little T. So we still have to come down to this V under A. Yeah. So to 8.78 or just the 786, which should be the same. Yeah, quite often. Yeah. After that, we could, if we need more time, doing a micro higher low to this higher low. But all in all, this little higher low here would finish this T. Just saying. And after that, the fractal is finished. Yeah, I'm talking about this fractal. The only question after that is, do we do the small macro higher low for the whole thing, which isn't breaking over the MT line, which isn't breaking over, what is this, 20? Or are we doing the bigger macro higher low, which isn't allowed to break 30, 40-ish? Yeah. And then we can go up to A and B and all-time highs. Or that's also a possibility, because it's DJT and you see that every uptrend is quite vertical. Maybe if we're finishing this higher low, we can do something stupid. Maybe, yeah, because it's also the end of the fractal, but maybe. Okay, was a shorter video today. I know I don't have much time, but I think the most important stocks you're interested, I updated. Just for clarification, For everything else, yeah, nothing changed. Yeah. If you just Google or watch the videos for NEO, for example, or for Canopy, HKT, GoPro, GNS, they didn't move or change anything today. Alt tracking. Yeah? Okay, as always, explanation video here, playlist here, the big update with all our stocks back here. If you liked it, you can leave a like. If you want to see more, you can give me an abo. And let's see what happens this week. See ya.